Okay, so this should be the last video on this chapter, chapter 2. It's a very important chapter. There's a lot of videos I know, but they're all pretty important. So I showed last time, we did some more journal entries. Before that I showed the ledger. So how this accounting process works is I write my journal entries, they all go to the ledger, all the journal entries from the chapter, and then the ledger is kind of a summary. It summarizes everything. Rather than type all those into my own ledger here, I just pulled up the ebook so you can see what I'm talking about from there. This is on page 71 of the book. If you have a physical copy of the book, it's Exhibit 6. So you can see the transactions. We haven't done them all, but you can see that the transactions we started recording, like my cash transactions here, all the way down to the 6850, match up with I might have skipped some transactions. Let's see here. Oh, they put some in different order than what I have them in. That's okay. Anyways, so the transactions should be recorded here, and then we have our debit and credit balance, and this is the ledger that we made before, basically. And notice there's one box for each and every account, just like I showed you on my own spreadsheet. So you should have one for each box. Now, so we journalize the transactions and we put those in the general ledger. The next thing we do is we create a trial balance. Trial balance is created to make sure that everything is in balance for the accounting equation as it should be. And then we can create our financial statements from that. So what we do to create the trial balance is we effectively take the balance at the end of the period of time. In this case, we're doing the end of December. We take just the balance, just the ending balance in each and every one, and we put them in debit and credit columns to show, so to make it look something like this. So you see cash has a debit balance of 2065. That comes straight from, that didn't go as smoothly as I hoped. That comes straight from the, where'd my ledger go? There it is. That comes straight from my ledger here, balance of 2065. Accounts receivable is a balance of 2,220. Supplies is 2,000. So trial balance, 2,220 for accounts receivable, 2,000 for prepaid insurance. So the ledger on the end balance, when we're doing it, and notice this is for a single date. It's the unadjusted trial balance. We date it for the date that it is, for that we're making it, creating it. This one's December 31st, 2017. And create a trial balance that looks something like this. Now, these all, I just typed these numbers in, but these all would have come if I had a complete ledger. These would all come from the bottom numbers on each ledger. If you go through one by one and look at the ledger in your book, you'll notice that these all match up with the ending balance at the end of the, on December 31st, 2017. If you don't balance for some reason, you've done something incorrectly, because my debits should always equal my credits. So it's a good kind of check your work to sum, add them all up, either with the sum function or just plus, or add them all together to see that these two numbers match up. If they don't match up, you've done something wrong. From this point, then we can make this set of financial statements. So, and remember that these are all in order from the accounting equation. So the accounting equation is assets equals liabilities plus stockholders' equity. And underneath of stockholders' equity, we also have revenues and expenses. So if you notice, and you can also kind of see because of the debit and credit balances, these are all my assets. These are my liabilities. This is my stockholders' equity. Just leave that white actually. These are my fees earned. And there are my expenses. So assets, yellow, liabilities, blue, stockholders' equity, the overall section is in white, or nothing, no formatting, revenues in red, and expenses in green. So proper trial balance is in order. This should make it super easy to make your financial statements, because, and going back to chapter 1, an income statement first is the first one that you make, only has two things on it, revenues and expenses. So your income statement comes completely from here, from this area right here. Nothing else really should be required to go on it other than what is on this particular section. Revenues minus all my expenses. Stockholders' equity, remember you got to find the net income from this, so that'll be included. But other than that, the statement of stockholders' equity comes from right here, this middle section. Okay, and then remember we come down to an ending retained earnings, and after that we can list out our assets, liabilities, and then our retained earnings number. So this whole area would be where I create my, other than the numbers I gathered from my other sheets, this would be the area that is my, or has all the accounts from my balance sheet. Okay, so I kind of start from the bottom, make my income statement, then I move on to the statement of stockholders' equity, and then work my way up to the balance sheet. It's easy to transpose numbers. It talks a little bit in here about how that happens and ways to fix it, or slide numbers that add extra zeros or anything like that. So you can read through that and see what some common errors are, but the trial balance is trial balance. Now, realize that it will tell you, the book has to tell you that it's a trial balance. If it just says a list of accounts or a chart of accounts or anything like that, that doesn't mean it might not, that means it might not be in order. It might not be correct. Or it might not be, it won't be like this where you can just separate out balance sheet, stockholders' equity, and income statement. But if it says trial balance and it's a proper trial balance, it should be in this order, just like it is here. If it's a correct and proper trial balance. And that would be the last video for chapter 2.